Yeah. Underrated, we the underdogs, underestimated.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Totem Podcast. Today we got Erick in the house again, like always.
How's it going?
And we got a very special guest for you guys. More than just a friend and a neighbor, he's become a brother to us. He's a really good friend of us. Remember to be able to see these podcasts, like, share, subscribe. Send it to somebody if it brings value to you. Share it to somebody that you think should listen to stuff like this. Make them reflect a little bit on their life and just had a better life. Milo, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. I mean, seen better days, but I'm doing all right.
That's good. Glad to have you on.
Appreciate it.
So today's topic, we kind of want to go off of like making an impact in the community, in your life. Just in general, making an impact to it. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts, Erick, Milo, on making an impact?
Impact's like, it can be such a broad topic. It can be all sorts of different things, but what I want to start off is like what making an impact means to you guys.
Like you said, it's kind of that's kind of a broad topic. So like you have your like whatever, like your everyday, people thinking, oh, making an impact, right? Celebrities and just movement, cultural movements. But if you like really get down to the nitty gritty of making an impact, it's a lot deeper than that. I mean, I don't care who you are, you're making an impact on someone's life almost 24/7, just from small decisions you make. So.
And a lot of people don't realize that, like, yeah. It's whatever little thing you do, big or small, like it's making an impact on someone's life, good or bad.
What do you think? What do you guys think? Like social media nowadays, they'll be like, yeah, he's making an impact. Just because you got a lot of fucking followers doesn't mean you're really making an impact. No?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, right on the money. I mean, you look at some of these things that people post, just like good deeds and stuff, right? Yeah, sure. You're helping someone out. You're helping out the homeless or whatever. But is that what your ultimate goal is, or is your goal social media followers?
I think for a lot of people, it might just be for the clout. So just so they can be popular on social media, saying, oh, like, look, I'm a good person, I do this, I do that. But then in reality, like, if you have to film it, like, are you actually being a good person, or are you just looking for more followers?
We go back to another one of my favorite quotes. It says, most men live lives of quiet desperation, that they just want to run away from their fucking life. So it's like, when you go like that, they just want pretty much the approval of other people, say like, hey, look, let me take a picture. Look at what I did. Look what I'm doing here. Like, but in reality, their life it's pretty shitty.
Yeah, I gotta pick it back off of you. What is clout?
Clout?
I'm old, dog.
He's using hype.
Like, what is clout?
Clout
big
is
terms.
It's came like from social media. Like it probably has a little different meanings, but what I see clout is like who has like the bigger social media following, who like shows off the most on social media and stuff.
So it's like popularity.
Yeah, not necessarily like in person, like face to face, because like you can't see your followers like following you around or anything.
Yeah.
But like it's on social media, like on Instagram. At the top, people see how many followers you have right away.
But kind of going on some of that, it's like saying, what'd you say? You can't see your followers actually like that. Say you have people be like, oh, I only got. We're kind of going up more off the social media stuff. I only got 1,000 followers. Get 1,000 people in the fucking room. That's a lot of people. Like that you're, in one way or another, you're impacting because they're following you, so they want to see your stuff.
Mm-hmm, sure.
So it's like, now take that to another level where people got millions and stuff. I feel like that's like really underestimated how it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when people got. Sometimes I feel like on social media people just like lose like kind of like where they came from, because they got like so much followers on there or whatever, so they think they can just post whatever, but they're not like. Absolutely. Even like professional athletes, they might post themselves like drinking on the weekend or something, but they don't realize that there's like small children, like 10-year-old people who like look up to them, that are like actually seeing what they're actually doing.
Sure, dude. I'm guilty of it myself.
Yeah, it kind of like throws the whole like visual aspect.
Dude, just like this weekend, they had the Super Bowl going on and stuff. You see all kinds of celebrities there. Yeah, LeBron, all these guys having a drink and stuff. Don't let that shit fool you. They're not like that on a daily basis. Like, dude, they kill themselves. They go through training to do shit. Like now, you got they got Cooper Kupp, Matt Stafford. You know, they're gonna they're gonna go out and party. But it's like, dude, they've been killing themselves for all these years, and the problem with that is that people see that they're like, oh, I want to go out and party now. Cool. Well, the fuck we celebrating?
Exactly. Like I saw an article about Cooper Kupp that like all in college, like he was like might have been Division 2 or 3 that he was like going through, and like he spent all his time training and everything. So his like girlfriend kind of had to like support him. So
Yeah,
then,
his
like,
girlfriend was pretty much
yeah. So then they like have a clip of them like just like embracing at the end of the NFC Championship game even, and they're just like both like so thankful to like where they came from because they had to put in all this other work that people don't see.
Yeah, people don't see that, but that's how it should be. I mean, like piggybacking off that social media. I mean, we, like I said, I'm guilty of it too. We broadcast so much, you know. We broadcast so much that's not. We're only showing the end result, right? We're not showing all the work that goes into it. What's the point of that? The point of that clout.
The clout.
The clout behind it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So like I guess going off our topic today, social media has had a pretty big impact on our lives.
100%.
Good or bad? Because a lot of it good, because then you see people like posting on daily like what they're trying to go through, like athletes, like them training or whatever, or business people who are actually like out there doing their work. But then it's also bad because you just see the good side of them. You don't see like what they're actually like going through, like when the cameras are turned off and stuff.
100%. You take. I mean, like I said, I'm 100% guilty of it. Talk about like when you first moved here, right?
Yeah.
And we became friends on social media. Like, what did I post? Right? I had the car, I had the bike, I had the truck. Right?
Yeah.
Did you ever see me driving them?
Fuck
No, dude. Like, it was all.
Gotta
for,
get
like,
the picture for the gram.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
just
That's all it
pretty
was.
much,
Like to be blunt.
Yeah.
You know, like you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
All my shit, all the shit that I had, was just on social media.
Cause like, what were you doing the other time? Why couldn't you drive it? Cause you're out there fucking busting your ass, you know, so you can afford that stuff or to be able to, you know. So it's like, and then people are just like, oh, he has that. His life might be good. He's probably just chills all fucking day. Like,
Fuck,
no.
my life sucked.
And people coming up on or who are growing up and stuff, seeing all that, they're like, oh, I want to be like that guy, and they just want to chill or whatever, and then they want to have like a successful business like those people have, and they can't because they're just chilling the whole time.
Yeah.
Without actually putting in all the work.
So with some of that too, we're talking about the celebrities, you know, for the Super Bowl party and stuff. I mean, that's the word of the day, clout. What's the clout for party, you know?
Yeah, dude.
It's the young crew, the young people, you know. They go out and party. They're like, yeah, look at what I'm doing this weekend, you know. I mean, what do you think on that? Both of you. I mean, what's
the guy with the biggest clout is the guy who always has the bottle service and the crowd around him.
Oh,
I mean,
just to throw some more gasoline on the fire. so a couple weeks ago, I got a call. You know, it's like, you know, when you just get a call. I don't know if you guys had that call where you're just like,
what time was this call at?
It was like around 10. And then it's just like raspy voice. You're just like
death.
like death. You're just like, fuck, you know, like something's not going on right. And yeah, so someone wasn't feeling that good. I was just like, I got worried. We got COVID. I was like, fuck, is he sick? What the fuck's going on? So and then he kind of broke the news to me. What happened? How did that? So you want to give us a story?
Yeah, let's just be blunt about it, right? So, but no, you're right? So you go onto social media and you see all these things, right? You see people partying, just lights are going, just females, dudes, just everywhere, just partying, have a good time, right? So, a couple weeks ago, I'm like, oh, you know what? Fuck yeah, dude, I'm going out. So I hit up Denver, right? We end up getting a table. We get bottle service, right? We spent $1,600 just on bottle service.
Damn.
It's not including probably the journey, the other stuff that you bought. That was just the.
That was just bottles. Thankfully, I didn't spend a dime, right? Thankful for that. But you think about that, like, that's my mortgage. That's my mortgage on my house. That's a lot of money, right? But you see it on social media, you're like, oh fuck yeah, dude, that's sick. Like the next morning, I'm like, that's not me. I don't do that.
Did you have like a sense of regret like after that?
No, I wouldn't say a sense of regret, but it's like it brings you back to like reality, right? So like I haven't been out in I don't know, dude, 3 or 4 years. It's been a long time since I went out, and you just see all these people posting, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, like I remember those days. I'm gonna go out and do it, and then you go out and do it, and you're like, that was a waste of damn time. Like
this is what I was fucking expecting. Like
yeah, like it's just not. I mean, if that's for you, cool, live it up. For me, that it just wasn't me, and it took me going through it again, right? Me fucking not knowing if I'm gonna be fucking survive the next day, to realize, hey, this ain't me.
But it took the next day for you to realize that. But like in the moment, I'm pretty sure you're having a damn good time.
Yes and no. I mean, yeah, I mean you have fun, but there's still, I mean, there's that part of you is still like
a sense of guilt, or like what, or what do you
like? I'd just rather just be at home, just kicking it, you know.
It's like it wasn't like it's cool, you know. The amp was good, but it's not like what I expected.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like what is portrayed on like social media, like what you see those videos and
You're
stuff.
like, what the fuck? This is what I was kind of
Like,
like.
it might be good for a little bit or something, but after a while, you're just like,
yeah, like you vibing with it, but you know, like there was a part of me that whole time where I'm just like, yeah, I'd rather just be home kicking it.
So I mean, what's your takeaway from that?
Fuck, don't go to fucking Denver and fucking spend that much money on going out. It's not worth it. No, I just like I think it was a good realization, right? Like I said, I haven't done that in a very long time. Going out and doing it makes me remember, you know, that ain't me. I've never really enjoyed that. Makes you appreciate what you do have, right? And you take it like 2 weekends later, we ended up barbecuing over here. You know,
Yeah.
Made some ribs, had a couple beers.
Fucking was a blast.
That was a hell of a lot better time, hell of a lot cheaper too, than going out.
Wasn't hungover the next day.
And the best part is, if I did get messed up, all I had to do was make it across the street.
Hey, there you go.
Know? Not wake up in Castle Rock, you know, fucking trying to GPS my way home, you know?
Wake up like, where the fuck am I?
I guess that's a sign of like maturity. You're getting not to say old, but you're getting like older. You're not like the young person you were anymore, who just wants to go out and partying all the time. But
I think, yeah.
But you appreciate like a good conversation with someone.
Yeah, 100%. Over that any day. Like, again, I don't regret going out. It was fun. It was fun in the moment. Yeah, sure. But there was always a part of me that I was just like, I'd rather just be home doing my thing that I normally do.
Yeah, like it might be good going once in a while and stuff. Like don't get me wrong and stuff.
We're not saying to not have a fucking drink.
No,
have a good time.
Here's the thing too. Like, so then
Have a good time.
Have a good fucking time.
A couple weekends later, right? So I do go out and meet up with a buddy of mine, right? Good friend from a couple years, planning on moving, right? So me and a couple other colleagues that have known this guy for a while, we go play some pool at a little bar in Denver. We're only there like maybe an hour or two. See, that was a fun time.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a drink, and that was it.
That's it.
You know, and then you go your ways. Like that's a lot more fun than what we did a couple weekends prior to that.
And how much more fucking money did you spend too?
Well, like I said,
I mean, I guess you, yeah. No, but I mean the whole like
You did it with the tab.
Yeah, thankfully I didn't have to front any of it, but because, dude, I'd be living in your basement right now.
so I have a little. I ain't letting you off the hook, Eric. You said maturity because you're getting a little older. So what do we kind of put maturity with an age? So like, yeah, you're fucking
No,
25.
I don't think
So. You're 25. You're mature now.
For me, mature is the state of mind.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Even for me, like I guess I was never the party guy, so I can't really like speak to it.
Was it because you didn't get invited, or
might be a little bit of it?
This is like some brother tension right here, dog.
It might be a little bit. I didn't get invited, so I never got pulled into the scene. You know, which
Good.
I mean, I don't regret it. Like if I could go back and change it, I'd just keep it the same.
But at the moment where you're just like, dude, I kind of wish it maybe. Fucking
Yeah, well,
dudes would probably hit you up, you know. I'm
here's the
seeing here,
question.
you know.
Yeah, in the moment you do, you're like, shit, like, fucking all these seniors, they're all going out partying and shit. Like, I'm a senior. Why am I not there?
Well, so you bring up maturity, right? And you reach this like maturity spot in your life. Can you go back?
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
You think you can go back? Like, do you think like once you hit a certain maturity in your life, you can go back?
Like to feel young again? Are you talking about, or like to not be mature and?
I think going back like in a state of mind, like
Yeah.
like I feel like if
give me the question, okay.
Like for me, like I feel like I've matured a bit. Like you learn new stuff every day. You get new knowledge in your head, and you read some books or whatever. You start growing as a person. But then if you stop doing those things that like kept you growing as a person, then you start to fall back.
Oh, like you're saying, like fall back, you start losing it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a good way to put it would be like you lose your drive.
Oh, it's easy, dude. It's just like, I mean, for me, I'm kind of more like fitness, health, and stuff. But it's easy. Just stop fucking working out and start eating donuts for a little bit. You start losing your things. So it's kind of like the same thing. It's something you gain. It takes it. You have to work it out every day to be able to achieve greatness in that. If that's what you pursue.
Do you think it's okay to backtrack on, just growing as a person?
I think it is, because we're all human beings. It's hard to be perfect and stay on that perfect track. Like if you've been growing for a little bit and you like get sidetracked, like it doesn't mean you're a terrible person or something. It just means something in your life took over that requires your attention right now or something. And then it's only bad if you stay that way and if you just let it keep falling backwards. Like if you don't get back on your horse and keep going like on the path you were, then I think that's when it can be bad.
What's the time frame?
It's different for everybody.
I don't think there is a time frame. I really don't. Like, I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, you gotta understand. Like, so we're all different, right? We all grew up different, right? Maybe you guys not. You guys are brothers, right? But I'm sure I grew up different than you guys.
Oh,
right?
For sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I've had things in my life that affected me and made me mature quicker, or haven't made me mature quicker, right? But at some point, I've fallen off, 100%. I don't think there's a timeline that you have to get back on track. You should. You always want to be moving forward, and I think that's a step back. But I don't think there's a timeline.
I think that's another thing like about social media. Like it makes you probably think that you have to get back on your shit right away. And some people need a little bit more of a break than others. Like
yeah,
depending on what it is. Like for some people, they read every day. They stop reading. They lack a little bit. But then other people's like they let their fitness go, and then they just get fat and shit, and then don't realize it.
That's kind of why I'm asking you. Like, what would be a time? Honestly, I understand it's kind of different for each person. But like, what's the time? Like, health, I guess, is the easiest one to measure because you can fucking kind of see. Like, all right, you fucked up for a week. Like, you're good. Like, hey, you sidetracked for a year. That's why I'm asking, like, what's the timeline to...
I guess it still depends on each person. Like, especially, like, where you're at with your fitness. Like, a person who's, like, pretty fucking fit, has, like, less than 10% body fat, 180 pounds or whatever, they can let themselves go for a couple months and they maybe gain 10 pounds and they still look relatively good. But then...
Do they feel good to themselves, though?
They might not.
And that...
But I get each person's different, Like for me, I fell off pretty fucking hard for like a year and a half, 2 years, and then it was just like at a point where you just like realize, like, be real with yourself that like you fucking fell off.
What made you realize, like
kept saying my shirts were fucking shrinking in the dryer.
That fucking dryer. That son of a bitch.
That's why I hang dry them now.
Because I was in like living in like student apartments from college and shit. I was like, these fucking dryers are a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then I blame it on that. And then one day I was like, let me fucking go buy a scale, see what the fuck's up. And I bought a scale and I was like, oh shit.
Numbers don't lie, people do.
Numbers don't lie. Like that's when I realized. Like for me, I guess
I'll give that credit, Uncle G. Numbers don't lie, people do.
Yeah, I guess for me, well, I had a big change in my life. I was like, first time going out on my own, going to college and shit, being on my own, which for me was tough because you move away from family, move from everything everything comfortable, and then you just go out there all by yourself. Well, not technically all by myself, but like compared to how it was, you're all by yourself and everything's new, and then you're kind of just there. Yeah, like everything changed, moved cities and everything changed, and you're just trying to stay afloat.
Yeah.
That goes back to the quote you said, that most men's lives require desperation. Like everybody's they try and play it all cool, like when they see you and everything, but like behind closed doors, they're like secretly drowning.
Yeah, 100%. I think you hit it right on the nail. I mean, I think any change, right? Like you said, you kind of piggybacked off of, kind of moved on my own, kind of. Well, no, I mean, that's change. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's tough. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you just move down the road or you just go to community college. That's change, dude.
Yeah.
That's going to affect you.
It's one of the things that humans hate the most. It makes it most uncomfortable is change. Because at some time they're going to have to feel some sort of pain, not physically, it's like I changed a new job, like emotionally or whatever.
Emotional pain.
And I, like some of that from you, because so you're Cali, originally from Cali. So how was that? Like he was saying, he moved to college. How was it for you to, when you first came out here and stuff? Or you kind of like the first time, just kind of like, fuck yeah, I'm out of the house, a little bit.
It's a little different, right? So for me, right? So prior to me moving out here, my mother passed away, right? So I feel like I had a lot on my plate, right? Little sister, just helping my family where I can. I mean, a lot of my money, a lot of the things I did was for my family, making sure my dad was good, my brother was good, definitely making sure my little sister was good, right? So for me, when an opportunity to move to Colorado took place, it was more of a sense of relief, Like, I finally said to myself, damn, like, I can be a 21-year-old now. Like, I can live a life of a 21-year-old, not a 35-year-old man that you got a family to take care of. So it was like a sense of like relief for me.
So for you, it was like a good change.
Yes and no. I mean,
a good change, like in the sense that like your mind was more at peace, maybe, since you don't have all that pressure.
Yeah. So as far as like that goes, I felt like a lot was lifted off my shoulders, right? But obviously that hustle, I lost a little bit of that hustle that I had. I mean, not a lot. I mean, I still hustle every single day, but that stuff like weighed me down to a point where like everything I was doing was hustling. No matter what I was doing, it was always because I had to.
Yeah.
And then when I moved out here, I didn't have to no more. Just worried about myself, which was easy, dude. I paid like $200 a month for rent. Like it was easy. I lived in the worst place you could live in Colorado, man.
Where's that?
Sterling, dude. You go from
Shout out to Sterling.
Yeah. No, cool people out there. Nice people. All right, but cultural change, man. I grew up in Southern California, and then you moved to Sterling. Let me tell you, man,
it's a little different. Huh?
A little different. Different, that's for sure.
Why did you choose Colorado? Did you choose it, or just like the opportunity opened up?
Yeah, just opportunity. Just an opportunity out here opened up. That's really what it was. I do have an older brother that's lived out here at that time, I had lived out here for several years. I never really lived close to him, but it was just an opportunity, so.
How do you like it now? How do you like Colorado compared to Cali now? You want to go back?
Tough. Of course, I always want to go back. I mean, that's where I grew up. It's what I know, right? There's no place like California. I don't care what people say, right? I love that place. At the same time, though, like, I don't know if I would want to live there. I don't know if I would want to raise a family there. Like,
to go out and visit and stuff is cool,
yeah,
but then
it's cool.
after
and
a while,
I miss it for sure.
After a while, you're just like, I don't know if I'm probably just gonna head back.
But that's the tough. I mean, all my family's out there, right? So like, that's the tough part is like, so everything I know, all my friends, everybody I used to hang out with, all my family, they're all back there. So like, that part of you is just like, man, I miss that. Like, of course I want to go to my dad's house, every other week and go hang out, kick it with him. Yeah, but I can't because obviously I live in Colorado. He lives in California. So I don't know if I would ever, like, would I go back? Yes, but it wouldn't be my first choice.
It's kind of like the same feeling I get, like, once you move away from, like, move out of your parents' house. Like, at first, like, you want to keep going back all the time. And as time goes on, like, you want to be back all the time. But, like, like, you can't stay for too long because then, you just got to go back to where you are, kind of.
Yeah.
Matured out of that stage, I guess.
I don't know. I mean, how was it for you? I mean, you moved to Denver for a while, right?
So, I mean, I've been everywhere. So, I mean, I was with my parents first, then I was for work and stuff, I was everywhere, and then I was in Morgan for a while, and then Denver, Wyoming for a bit, and then
You moved to Wyoming?
Yeah, I was over there for a couple months, and then now I'm back here.
Damn.
Came to hang out with you.
Hey, dude, but see, I would have never met you, right? I would have never met you if I never moved here and you never moved here. We never would have met. And we become like good friends, you know?
So do you think, so now going off that, do you think stuff is meant to be? Not taking it like in that aspect, I guess?
Big picture, yes, but little picture, you don't want to think.
Break it down.
Yeah.
Break it down.
You know?
Like I feel like in the short term, you get laid off work or some shit. Like some people get laid off work. Like, what the fuck? Like, fuck this. And then you like, this isn't the way it was supposed to be. I was supposed to like keep that job, get promoted, work my way up or whatever. And then, big picture wise, like, yeah, you got fired from that job, laid off from that job, because it's gonna open the door to another opportunity. Whether it's next week that happens or next year that happens. It's like it opens up the door for new opportunities.
Is it maybe that you look at it that way because it's little bigger, little picture, big picture, because it's the mentality you have and is developed for yourself? That you always like to see stuff in the negative aspect, not the positive aspect? Or is it what are your thoughts, Milo? What do you think?
I don't know. Like, so I think I'm kind of leaning towards what you were just talking about is like, I guess it's the way you take it, right? I don't think things line up like in that manner, but it's what you make it. So like a lot of people look at things in the negative, right? Have you ever like sat down and just looked at everything in the positive? Like the positive things that are happening, there's always going to be negative, right? And sometimes our negatives overshadow everything that's going on.
Yeah, of course.
You can do that with everything.
Yeah.
Like for example, negative, oh shit, my car broke down. Positive, oh, there's a fucking accident that happened that could have happened that I avoided because my car broke down or some shit. It's the kind of like each little thing that happens in your life has a certain impact, no matter how big or how small, it's there.
Yeah, talking about how small of an impact. So, what was it like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, maybe? Now a month and a half ago, I got COVID.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Oof. Stay away.
Stay away. Watch out.
I'm by myself, right? I can't even talk. I wasn't like, I was up and walking around. Like, it didn't put me down like that, but I had the worst sore throat. So, and I live by myself. I'm like, I need medicine. Like, I need medicine. Like, I can't even, like, swallow water. Like, I need medicine. So I hit him up. And he's like, I got you. So he brings me this medicine. And then he brings me this nasty-ass drink.
The ginger?
Yeah. And he's like, you need to drink it. You need to drink it. I'm like, bro, I'm not drinking that,
You don't want to fucking drink it, dude.
He's like, it's good. Drink it, dude. So I'm like, I'm sitting there. I'm taking the medicine he's brought me. That's it.
Like, dude, you take the ginger? I like, he's still like thinking about it.
Oh, this medicine's not working, bro.
So I finally was like, okay. So I finally take a swig of that, dude. That hurt so bad, dude. That stuff was so, like, it wasn't, like, nasty.
It's strong.
It's strong.
Dude, just compare it, though. Like, dude, we're down to take shots of fucking tequila all the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just like a shot. That's what it is.
I start taking it, and I start, like, my throat's not hurting as bad. And I'm like, all right, dude. I ain't gonna tell him he was right.
This fucking asshole, he was right the whole time.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the Mexican witchcraft, dude.
Yeah.
So that's the ritual.
I thought that was supposed to be Sprite and freaking Vicks, man.
So I mean, I do that.
It's the health witchcraft.
Yeah.
Not the Mexican witchcraft.
So it's like I do that every morning, every time before I go to sleep. So I do it twice a day. I mean, dude, I haven't got sick in like the past 2 years. Like this whole like COVID stuff it went. I mean, knock on wood, but fuck, like ever since it's been maybe one day out of the last 2 years that I've felt like a little fucked up. Other than that, I'm good. I mean, don't take into account too the other stuff you do in your daily life, but there you go.
That stuff sucks.
That's it. That's my first testimony.
Yeah, dude. I was like, bro, all I told you was to bring me some medicine, like.
Dude, but then that was crazy. So it's like, thanks, so you're right there. It's like that we kind of go to like, is it meant to be? Like, so I think I don't know where I was going, and I called you like, hey, dude, I thought you were supposed to work today.
Yeah,
and then
you
that's kind of
my car out front. Yeah. But that goes about what we're talking about, making an impact, right? You didn't need to do that, right? You didn't need to do that. You didn't have to bring me medicine. you know. But that's a small impact, and we don't
Like, I better take your medicine before he comes over.
Yeah. So like, but that's what I'm saying is like, you didn't have to do that. As small as of a gesture it was, it made an impact for sure, you know. But we don't think about that. We always think about the big impacts. We always think about the things that are gonna make a whole movement, you know, shift the culture. You don't think about those small gestures that people do, you know, going to Walmart, dude, and
Dude, just helping out your neighbor, like doing anything, dude.
Yeah.
It could be this. Right now it's winter, dude. Shoveling some snow. Like they'll be like, some people might be like, this guy's lazy, didn't even shovel his snow. You can be like, dude, you don't know what's actually like. Maybe he's not feeling good that day, or maybe he can't, you know, or whatever.
yeah, dude. Speaking about shoveling snow, man, like in good gestures, our other neighbor, dude, Mike.
Exactly. That's what I was going. That's where I was going.
Talk about a good person, man.
Yeah.
Talk about a really good person. That guy will go shovel his neighbors. He'll go across the street, shovel their
Really?
other neighbors. Yeah, dude.
Days I'm not here. I mean, you and him. Days I'm not here, dude. They got me.
Damn.
Because I know they got me because I got the cameras up front. So watch out, guys. I got the cameras. So I got the cameras so I can check them out. You know, they're out there.
But he doesn't need to do that. You know, he doesn't boast about it. He's a really, really good person. He's a really good neighbor. Is what it is, right? And I guarantee. I mean, and we're talking. We got some older neighbors, right? And that's who he does it for. Like, you don't think that impacts their life greatly?
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
But they appreciate him a lot more.
Yeah.
It's the little things, dude. And then kind of going off topic, I forgot to tell you guys a little bit ago. So we're going off the social media stuff, doing an impact. What about this whole homeless thing? You know, like people are like, hey, you know, like, oh, let me take a video while I bring this person some food. You know, this homeless guy some food. And what are you guys' thoughts on that? All that stuff.
I mean, it's like for a good cause, right? So, yeah,
Should be.
Yeah, there's obviously a little bit of positive in it, right? There are always going to be. There are homeless people that are getting food, they're getting hotel rooms and stuff.
Is there a need to record it and take pictures?
Yeah, is that person actually doing it? Because
you just flip it and you put yourself in your shoes. We're all one hospital bill away from being bankrupt. You want to believe it or not. So if you're the person there, you're really needing help for stuff, and you're like, someone brings you some food or whatever help. It doesn't necessarily have to be food. They're like, here, let me just record this shit real quick. I mean,
yeah,
it may make you feel like shit, dude. Like, come on, man, dude. I just want to get through this.
If you put yourself in their shoes, they're like, are you fucking serious right now? I'm at the lowest point of my life, and you're fucking recording me right now. I actually saw a video that like it was like a behind the scenes of them like giving like food and shit, and it was just like a person walking by who started recording, and like after they took the video, they asked for the food back because they had to go make another video with someone else.
No way.
Yeah. Instead of like
See,
getting
that's
some other
bullshit.
shit
Dumb.
and handing it over to somebody else, no, they're like, let me give me my prop back. I need to go do this shit to someone else.
Doing it for the
And that's when I have a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it all comes down to the reason, right? Are you actually doing it because you're really trying to, you know, help these people out, or is your end goal?
The clout.
Yeah, the clout per se.
word of the day.
Yeah, dude. Man, I'm not that old, but yeah.
So-
I know.
Go for it.
No, I was just gonna say, well, when you lived in Denver, didn't you? You and your wife would like make some care packages.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a curious dude. So I mean, I like to experience shit. It's just like, hey, you know, people. There's a lot of homeless people out here. I told my wife, me and my wife talked about it. Like, hey, let's try it out. Let's see what happens. So we made a lot of tortas, burritos, stuff. We go out, and then we got Ziploc bags. We got cheese balls and stuff like that. So we got it. We take it out. You know, some people, overall, most of the people were pumped.
Yeah.
They were pumped about it. We go to some people. I still don't never forget. We're at a stoplight, and I see some people. I roll down my window. I'm just like, hey, you know, what's up, man? Like, he comes up. He's expecting money. And then I go out and I was like, hey, here's some cheese balls. I was giving him a couple bags of cheese balls, you know. And then he kind of looks, like, kind of peeks in my car. He's just like, nah, I don't like them. And he just fucking waves me off and turns around. I had a couple people, most of them were grateful and they loved everything. But I had a couple other people that I ran into also that are like that. I mean, do you really need the shit? Or I mean, are you just doing it for money? Like,
Yeah.
I understand we all need money to survive, but it's like, dude, those cheese balls, if you're really hustling it, take those fucking cheese balls. Later you can switch them for a hot dog or whatever like later that night, or whatever.
You can go trade them with someone else if you really want to.
Yeah.
But it's like, are you really in that much need? Because if you're really that much need, you're not going to get fucking picky that like, oh, I can't have this. Dude, you just want to get some food. You just want to be able to get through the day. So it's like... I mean, it just makes me laugh. It kind of pisses me off, but it just makes you laugh because you kind of see it. And we did it. So me and my wife, I mean, we didn't record anything because we're going back to this. We're not that type of people that does that shit. But it's like we wanted to experience it, like, because I'm curious. I wanted to see, like, are people actually just wanting money or people actually need food? Because most of the people that are out there, most of them need food. They just want to get through the day.
If they're actually out there living on the streets, like... Yes, they need money, but you can't live without food.
You see fucking people everywhere now just with the sign, It's like what what are we playing? What are you doing? What game are we playing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just...
What do you think about that?
As far as, like, what part? Like, the
whole thing? Everything.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, you got a lot of homeless people. I mean... You look at it statistically, I mean, a lot of them are addicted to something. So maybe they don't want food, right? Maybe they're addicted to alcohol.
They want the money for...
They want the money for the alcohol, right? And that's just that's a battle that they have to face with themselves, There are people out there that will choose to take money over that food because they don't want food. They want to be able to go to the liquor store, buy a bottle, They're homeless and they really do need to eat and they really do need money, right? It's just, I don't know. It's, and then you have I guess you do have those people, like, I've seen videos online of, like, people, like, standing there with the sign, saying, hey, family of 4 need money. And then, like, the people, like, record them and then they go get in a Mercedes after, after.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that shit's real or it's just,
I don't know. I would hope not.
I think it's mostly just for the content. Just put it out there.
For who?
Yeah.
Like the person, like they're acting homeless or what?
For anybody really, like the person recording, like, oh look, I caught this guy fake being homeless, and then they like put clickbait out there, and then a whole bunch of people go click on their videos, will go watch them, go start following them. Oh, this guy, he busts a lot of people doing this stuff, So I think stuff like that's mostly just staged. At least I hope it is, because there's people who are genuinely out there giving to people because they care about them. They want to make, like, an impact on their lives and help them out a bit. And to see people trying to take advantage of that kind of fucking sucks.
What other ways do you guys think? I mean, or actually, I guess should ask you guys is with the homelessness and stuff. What is a way to be able to fix some of it, or is there a way to fix it?
That's a good fucking question.
Yeah, dude. I don't have an. I think you could attack it at all angles, right?
You could probably, like, picture, like little picture stuff, but then big picture stuff, like the actual logistics of it, I don't know.
There's no wrong answer. I mean, our politicians don't have any right answer, so I mean, it's not going to be anything bad if you fuck whatever your opinions are.
I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, you could look at it, like I said, from all angles. Is someone that doesn't want to be homeless, they're going to do everything in their power not to be homeless, right? They might be getting the shit end of the stick over and over and over, and it just keeps on beating them down. But I am a strong believer that you put your mind to it, man, and you really, if you don't want to be homeless, you're not going to be homeless. Right?
Well, I guess it just goes back to the drive we were talking about earlier. Like, when you were, like, back in Cali, you had that drive to keep going and keep pushing yourself. A lot of people just lose that drive to better themselves and get themselves out of that hole.
That's what it is. Like, and I'm not saying that, oh, you're going to hustle for a week and then you're not going to be, out of your shithole. It may take a year. It may take 2 years. It may take 3 years. There's no timeline on it, right? But with anything in life, if you work hard enough to do it, eventually I think it's going to happen, right? So if that may be not being homeless no more, then, eventually it's going to happen. If that means becoming a doctor, no matter how many years it takes, it's going to happen. I think that goes across the board on all walks of life.
I think one thing is like to try and help out the homeless, like at least giving them somewhere to live, or not live, but like spend the night, so they're not out there in the cold or whatever. Like there's a lot of like empty places at night, especially like rec centers, gyms and stuff. Maybe even like churches, because I've like gone by a couple churches that are locked during the day, and that's like during the day, and that's a church where you're supposed to be able to like walk in and just go pray or whatever. But they actually like lock those places at night because they want to keep people out instead of like opening the doors and inviting them in.
But then kind of to back up the churches a little bit, like you're saying, like, would you agree that you kind of have to lock it up, because if not, it'd be full of just people like that all the time, and they'd just start trashing it?
That's
because the churches also, I mean, it's more like a voluntary work that they get,
Mm-hmm.
So like people that help them clean or stuff like that. So it's like we all want to help people out, but I mean at the end of the day, it comes to money. They don't have like full-time employees to clean the place up or do this. It's more voluntary work. So it's like if it's open all the time, more than likely it's gonna get trashed.
They could put up regulations that like at night or starting from this hour to this hour, you guys are more than welcome to come in or whatever.
Now, but is there a limitation on it? So
like people wise, are you talking, or like
yes and no? Like, okay, take your house for this, right? Open it up. Someone that really needs help, someone genuinely that needs help, right? It's cold. It's obviously winter here. You gonna let them stay? Someone a genuine person, right? We're playing hypothetical here. Just a perfect, genuine person that is down on their luck. Sure, I'd open up my house to it. Now, are you going to open your house to that person that did have $100 a day, that blew it on a bunch of drugs and a bunch of alcohol, and now they don't have a place to stay that night?
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like a lot of churches like to pride themselves on, oh no, we're here for the people. We like to help the people. And a lot of people who go to church, they're all good church goers.
They're the worst.
Like,
they're the worst.
They end up being the worst because they're like, oh no, we can't open up our doors because then you're going to dirty up our church. Who fucking cares? You can clean it up later. That's the least of your problems. If you actually want to be like a good person, fucking open those doors right up.
You need to clean up your fucking soul first.
So I personally think there's a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of limitations on what these resources will allow.
Like what type of resources?
Resources for anything. I mean, you really think about it, like, just Google it. I mean, there's a lot of resources out there for all walks of life. It really doesn't matter for what. There's limitations to it, right? Go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, I just want kind of like an example, like you said, like limitation, like what I mean, resources. Sorry, like what type of resources for like to be able to help out the homeless stuff situation.
Take churches for instance, right? Guarantee you, there's more churches out there than you realize that are helping people, but they're not helping the people that are not helping themselves.
That's true.
And you only see, again, the negative is what's broadcasted, right?
If it bleeds, it leads.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I genuinely think there's a lot more help out there than people realize, because that's the stuff that's not blasted.
And everything that's being blasted is just all the negative shit going around.
That's true.
Need to switch up the media coverage to get more shit on the good stuff. Like nowadays, you turn on the news, it's much like negative stuff, but not like real positive shit that's going on in the community.
Yeah. A little bit earlier, you brought the term of like timeline. Like you're talking timeline. You got to do this by a certain age. I mean, you guys that aren't married. I mean, I'm kind of going with you guys. What are your guys' thoughts on like you're this age? You got to be married. You got to have kids. You got to have a house.
I had a timeline.
No, but I'm saying like what's like that people like that you have to have this to be able to be like
that, like society has on you.
Social status, that society has on you. That you have to have that. What are your guys' thoughts on some of that? You got to have a kid by then, or etc.
what are my thoughts on it? Like, as far as like what, like
This is society trying to fucking push you to live a
Do
life you
stuff
don't
at a
really
certain
want.
age. Maybe that is the life you want. Some people do want to have kids at certain ages, be married at certain ages, or whatever. I think it just depends on.
Is it, or is it just because you see everybody else doing it?
It depends on each person. Some people might genuinely want to have that stuff because just that's something that they want. Something. Other people, maybe they don't want to have kids or whatever. They don't care about being married either, because a lot of people just view it as a piece of paper. So like, as long as we're together, you know, we're living a good time, we're having fun, we're good.
Here, I got another fucking rebuttal. We just had a Valentine's Day. How many couples out there were actually with their Valentine, but they're with that person, but they're not really happy, but they're kind of like, it's a cycle, you know. They just get used to being with that person. So it's like you get used to it.
A lot of people do just get used to the routine of things.
So that's what I'm saying, like, because you just see everybody else. We go back to the social media shit. Like, if I'm single, I'm gonna look like a bitch. You know, I better have my. Even if I'm not happy, I better be with this person, just because fucking, you know, I don't want to. The opinion society's gonna have on me, or you know.
Well, going back to the timelines, like, I guess us as guys, it's easier to say no, we don't have a timeline. But for girls, if they want to have kids, they have a genetic timeline, biological timeline that they have to have kids by a certain age, or else shit won't happen. There are those like certain like anomalies that it'll happen, but for the most part, it's like if you get too old, you're not gonna be able to have kids, and then your whole fucking shit's fucked.
back to Valentine's Day. I mean, that's any holiday if you really think about it, right? We live in a society where you have to do this on this day, right? You have to buy these presents on this day, right? And I hate that. Like, Christmas is Christmas. Valentine's Day is Valentine's. Your birthday is your birthday. It's just a day, right? If you genuinely care for someone, you're going to do whatever you were going to do on Valentine's Day over and over and over and over throughout the whole year.
Do that shit every day.
I have a good example. Me and my girlfriend we usually order in a pizza and some wings or something and eat that. And then this Valentine's Day, we didn't get to spend it together. But, you know, Domino's delivers, so I just, like, ordered a pizza, had to send over.
Yeah, but does that make you a bad person
house.
because you couldn't spend it with her?
No, it's just, like, how each person just chooses to spend it. Because I chose to spend it how I would usually spend it every other day. You know, just send a pizza over because, you know, we usually eat pizza.
Is that a Domino's commercial? You're saying Domino's can fucking get you pizzas, or
Shout out to
Well,
Domino's.
so that's the thing, right? So, like, does that make you a bad person for not, like, social media? Does that make you a bad person for not posting your significant other on social media?
Maybe on social media, yeah.
Right? But if I didn't know
who's criteria?
yeah. So if I didn't know you, right, and you just told me that you didn't spend your Valentine's Day,
I'm a fucking dick.
Yeah,
You
dude.
piece
You didn't
of
spend it
shit.
with your lady, really? Right?
Yeah. Again, that's like looking big picture versus little picture.
Yeah.
Little picture, yeah, probably look like a fucking dick. But big picture,
There's a lot more to it.
It's a lot more to it. You know, you're doing shit behind the scenes. So, like, yeah, it fucking sucks right now. You didn't get to spend it together, which you'd like to. You know, it's a holiday, but then you're sacrificing now for what you want.
Yeah, and I'm not saying like these holidays don't have like a meaning to them, right? But I think we categorize these like holidays as this stuff has to happen, right? And I don't think it should be that way.
People put so much pressure on shit to happen, right?
So I got another question. Who the fuck invented the holidays? Because I think it's
fucking
media,
know.
corporate stuff that has sold you this stuff that you got to do this for this date, this for this date. It comes all down to fucking numbers.
Yeah, dude.
It's fucked up, but you start thinking
But
about
that's
it
everything, but
like
that's
Christmas,
everything.
you have to have your like for this, for birthday you got to do this. So is it like
You
who
gotta spend
implemented
money.
this stuff?
Yeah. That's anything, man. It really is anything. Like, take cars, dude. Like, go buy a brand new car. Still brand new if you take it back the next day, but it's not worth the same.
And then the question,
Who created that? Like, why can't it be worth the same? You just bought it the next day, or you just bought it the day before. How is it worth less? How's it worth 8,000 less? How's it worth 10,000 less? Mm-hmm. Obviously, the market's a little different right now, but think about it.
Think even going back to like holidays or whatever, like it might have just started out like few hundred years ago, just like genuinely like, oh yeah, this is to celebrate this person. You guys could do whatever the fuck you want. But then as like time goes on, businesses, corporations might have seen an opportunity to like, oh shit, Christmas, Jesus, give him presents. It's Jesus' birthday. You got to give him presents, and every guy gets presents.
With going off of that shit, do you know the story behind Christmas? A theory, fucking conspiracy theories for you guys. Have you?
I don't know what you're gonna say, so I don't.
No, I'm not gonna tell you. It's a long story. I'm gonna have you guys go research it. You want to go down some fucking rabbit holes? Erick, have I told you? I've told you it. Yeah. You want to go down some fucking rabbit holes?
That's a good one,
dude. I'll tell you that one later. That one's a
do a whole separate podcast just on this fucking conspiracy theory shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, celebrate those holidays as a celebration. Sure, I'm not against that, but I think we just prioritize that too much, right? Why do you gotta buy flowers for your lady on Valentine's Day and that only?
Do you think it's kind of like the same thing that kind of goes off like, not everybody, but a lot of people don't like the job that they do, what they do for a living, so they're looking forward to the weekend to break it. And now we're going to holidays. They have a holiday in between. Now they're just, boom, they had a party celebrated. Now they're just waiting to get to another holiday. Boom, and then just to keep people to have something to look forward to. So their life doesn't seem, so they don't really see how shitty their life is. It's fucked up when you kind of put in that aspect, but it's like people always need something to look forward to. That's another fucking rabbit hole. That's why religion was created.
Yeah.
Because some people can't, my belief is people don't have the capacity to believe it. They need something bigger than them to believe in, if it makes sense. So it's like, I think that kind of leads off to like why holidays are
such a big deal. And
the weekend. It's the weekend. Hump day, you get over hump day, and now you're going.
Nah, dude.
It's fucking Thursday's almost Friday, and Friday's fucking the weekend pretty much, because you don't do shit on Fridays.
Thirsty Thursday, you start getting thirsty Thursday, and then
Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
It's like everything has to have something to go fucking forward to. That's kind of where I'm going back to. Like,
yeah, I mean that's a good way to look at it. But I mean, so then you go into, okay, so does that make you like an odd one out if what you look forward to is not the weekend, right? So like, okay, so you're talking about you make it through your week just to get to Saturday and just to get to Sunday to relax or whatever. What if you like for me, like I personally think like, okay, I'm thinking a year out. What do I got to do in this year to get me to where I want to be in that by a year later, right? Does that mean I'm not happy? Is that what you're saying?
If that's what you think, yeah.
If the shoe fits.
Because I mean, I don't look at it like that. I mean,
because me personally, like sometimes we're doing stuff, we're working, dude, we forget what day of the week it is.
Yeah,
I forget. So it's like, if you think that, if you let that shoe, if you want to slip into that fucking jacket, slip right into that motherfucker. I think but it's like you're saying, like I gotta go for a year. Like I'm trying to go after this. I don't know what's in between that. I'm just gonna go after it.
Yeah, go after it, right? I mean, for some people, it is making it to Saturday.
Small picture, it might look like that, but then big picture, you're actually fucking gonna do something you actually want to do.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, I don't know. Like piggyback off those holidays, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think you need to save Christmas for all these presents, right? Like, that's just dumb.
Or Valentine's Day, just one special day for your special girl or whatever.
Like, especially like you said, like Christmas, most of the people, they just credit card it. Takes them 6 months to pay that whole thing to just do it again the next year.
Yeah, dude. If I want to buy something for someone, I'm gonna buy it.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't have to be a special occasion. Or whatever.
It doesn't have to be a special occasion. But then the problem that arises is, so you go buy this for someone, and then Christmas comes around, and guess what?
This is all you got. Like,
yeah.
Where's my present?
What did you do all year, right? So like, what I did for you all year, what I bought you here, what I bought you here, what I bought you here, right? I think that's the problem with holidays, right? We have such a like stigma on them as this is the day that we're supposed to get, you know, presents. This is the day that we're supposed to get flowers. Your birthday, right? This is the day that's supposed to be all about you.
That's
right?
the day you eat cake.
That's the day you eat cake.
That's the day you can take. That's your cheat day. You can eat cake and ice cream.
And I'm not saying like, so on your birthday, sure, dude, like, yeah, make that day about you. I'm not saying don't, right? But don't beat yourself up over it. Like if someone else doesn't.
Because it's like the same, but it's like what you're saying. Like if you think you're a bad person for not doing something, then you fucking are. Like, dude, I'm gonna say it right now. Like, for Valentine's, I didn't get my wife nothing. She told me, don't buy me flowers, don't buy me chocolates. Dude, I didn't get my wife anything. I might look like a piece of shit. Me and my wife know we're good, so I don't give a fuck what people think.
Yeah, you guys probably have that, you know, that a connection.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't give a fuck if people like, dude, you're a dick. You didn't buy. That's fine.
So I think social media is one of those things that plays a role into it. Obviously, I was a lot younger before.
We've all had the fucking young days.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like, when I was younger, my parents, right, were younger and stuff. There was no social media. Right. By the time I got old enough, 15, 16, social media was around. Right. So it's always been this. Social media has always been there for me. Right. Do you think 30 years ago, buying someone flowers on Valentine's Day was a big deal like it is now? Like, so now, I don't know, yesterday you go look at my timeline of everybody, just down my timeline, flowers, chocolates, flowers.
Fuck,
chocolates,
I didn't even get on. I didn't even get on social media because of that shit. I was like, fuck this.
Is it about that special connection with that person, or was it about you getting flowers?
I gotta think
to be able to post.
How long did it take you to make that post? You could have gave that person valuable time, sit with your significant other. Hey, baby, what are our goals for the next fucking month, for the next 6 months? But you fucking decided that I don't look good in this picture. Let me choose another one. You sat there for fucking 20 minutes making your post, which is fine if that's what you want. But it's like when you actually start seeing, you start giving importance to the wrong stuff, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's the easy way to, like, just a blunt way to say it. You're focused on the wrong things, right? You don't see the big picture, right? Sure, flowers are nice, chocolates are nice, right? But what's the
flowers dry?
Yeah. What's the overall goal? Well, like, what's the overall meaning of Christmas, right?
I think we need to just get back to the roots of everything.
Yeah.
Just actually spending quality time with the people or person you're with, and just like everything you do on holidays, just normalize it and do that shit every other day of the fucking year.
Yeah,
they do. Everyone on the holidays, you go around, just look, everyone's on their fucking phone. They do whatever they do every other day.
No, but like what I mean is like, don't say.
It sounds fucking fun. Just for everyone listening, it sounds fucking funny. Next time you're at a birthday party, just go around.
Yeah,
simple.
What I meant was like for Valentine's Day, since it just passed, like a lot of people save up money and shit to go to a nice place, get your girl flowers, get some chocolates, go out to a nice date and shit. Why don't you just not do that one day and just spread it out throughout the year? Like, you might have like a healthier relationship because of that, because you might just not be like, your relationship might be a little healthier if you do that shit more throughout the year than just one fucking day out of the year. And even like presents, how you were saying, like, if you feel like giving something to someone like in fucking July, you can give it to them and not have to wait till Christmas.
You take your whole thing about like, okay, let's save and go to this fancy restaurant where you have to wear a suit, you have to wear a dress, right? Why does that have to be on Valentine's Day? Why can't it be a normal thing to be like
that's what I'm trying to say.
Money's not right now. Why can't we go do that in May? Like, why can't we go do that in June? Why can't we go do that in July? Like, that meaning behind why you guys are going, right? For the love for each other. That moment with your significant other is still there.
Doesn't have to be on a specific day.
Yeah.
It's because that's what the media it's because that's what the media sold you on. The biggest fucking question I have, like, now kind of thinking about this whole thing, is you said you saved up your money to go to a nice place. You did this. You bought that person this. You got this for Valentine's. You got all this. What does that all take? It takes money. How is your fucking relationship going to be when you don't have money? Is that person still going to be there?
Yeah.
That's the questions you should be asking yourself. are they still gonna be there? Or are they gonna be like, why did we not go to that restaurant and my friends did? Everybody got out. It was like, 100%. Hey, baby, we don't have money. Like, hey, you can't do this. And then you start seeing the mask starts coming off.
100%.
That's true.
I mean, you look at it like, I mean, I've been in that position, right? I've been there, like personally, I've been there as far as. I feel
like sometime in your life we've all been there. Like
what I'm like, and like it goes back to
that's why we're sitting here talking shit, because we've all been there.
Like we talked about it earlier. Like, bro, I had my dream car in my garage, right? I loved that car. Right? But look what I have now. Like, look at the car I have now.
Where's your screwdriver?
Yeah, where's my screwdriver? I start my damn car with the screwdriver, right? But it's because like I've taken a step back, and it's like, really, is that materialistic thing really what matters? No.
There's a saying that goes, a woman's loyalty is tested when the man has nothing, and a man's loyalty is tested when he has everything.
It's good.
It's a good saying, yeah. I agree.
I mean, over 3 years ago, I mean, I personally like been through it, and I mean, I didn't have to go through it, but I personally put myself through that. We sold everything we had over 3 years ago. Everything. Like, we sold our fucking house, we sold our trucks, we sold our furniture. Everything we had was behind of a U-Haul. That's why, like you're saying, like, you have that car now, you're happy. Like, we sold everything. We're fucking happy because it's the person. It's not the things you have, it's who you're enjoying it with.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we had everything. Like now, yeah, we have our things now, materialistic things, but it's not
It's not what like drives it.
It's like I can literally lose everything, and I'm fucking good.
You'd be all right.
And that's the problem. That doesn't apply for everybody. Like, most people, they'll lose everything. They'll lose their car. It's running 4 wheels. You crash it, and you just lost your whole fucking identity.
Yeah.
You lose your job, and you just lost your whole fucking identity. Like,
yeah. But
I've even had a career change. I've had everything. So it's like,
I think, dude,
it's.
So what's crazy is like you're talking about that, right? And then I've just put like flashbacks in my head are happening of like, oh fuck yeah, I used to think like, oh shit, what if I didn't have this anymore? Like, what would people think about me, right? What would people think about me if I didn't own this? If I didn't own this, would I lose my status? Right?
Dude, we've all thought that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right?
Dude, it's the biggest thing, dude. It's like other people's opinions of us is kind of what makes us. Unfortunately, I mean, I was like, dude, we're sitting here talking shit because we've done most of this stuff. We're not perfect, but I mean,
yeah.
Just because you're a certain age, though, doesn't mean you've gone through more shit than someone else.
No, yeah, 100%. I don't.
Or just because you're younger than someone else doesn't mean you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Though.
You can be fucking 50 years old, and you can be the most immature motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but so certain things, and I mean, you can't fault anybody for living their. I mean, to a certain extent, you can't fault someone for living their life like that because you said you've been there. I've been there. I don't know if you've been there. You're still a young whippersnapper saying clout, you know.
Word of the day.
Yeah, dude. I'm still gonna Google it when I get home.
See if he lied to you on the definition.
Yeah. You can't fault for anybody for being like that because we've all been there, right? At some point, I mean, I don't want to say it clicks. You have like some self-realization, right? You have some self-realization of like.
You realize that you're more you're fragile. Yeah. And your shit can crumble really quick.
I think it goes back to our topic of the day. Like, what has had an impact on your life that like has made you change the way you think or something? Like,
dude, we could be here all night, and I could tell you many different things that have like impacted me. You know,
yeah,
recent, not recent. Like, I mean, there's a tons of things, right?
It's what defines us. So it's pretty much what's made you, like, because you've had all that stuff, those experiences. We own experiences in moments in life. We don't own life itself.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Like, so, like, you asking that, dude, there's thousands of thoughts going through my head now. Like,
or an even tougher question: who's had the biggest impact on your life?
That's tough. That's tough because if you would have asked me that 3 months ago, I tell you, losing my mom, that's like been the huge, like biggest impact on my life, right? It brought me to the lowest point I'd say I've ever been, right? Recently, I mean, that's probably still like the biggest impact, but there's things that are close to it now, you know? Like yesterday, I mean, be blunt, I mean, I cried for like 10 minutes yesterday. We don't have to go into the reason why, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you know.
Yeah, I know.
I talked to you about it, right? But there's certain people that you don't expect, right? You don't expect for an impact to happen the way it does.
Of that magnitude.
Of that magnitude.
And it goes back to what we were saying. Impact can be good or bad.
Yeah, and it definitely was a good impact. It was a good impact. I mean, I don't know how to word it.
How you see it is different than how other people see it. Other people might be like, dude, that shit.
It's a great impact. I guess maybe it's a great impact. Maybe not in the circumstances you want, but it's a great impact.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, I guess we can. I mean, I don't really care. So obviously, like, you never think like, and I don't want I don't want this to be like a petty party, right? But like, you never think like, so when I lost my mom, that was tough on me. Like, that was really, really tough on me.
Yeah.
And I never, like, just to this day, like, you just don't think you can care for something as much as you care for, and I hope everybody can say the same if you care for your mother, right? You just, I don't wish that upon anybody, right? Mm-hmm. You know, and then, you know,
it's because I feel like we're so fragile. We think we're indestructible, but we're so 100%. Fragile at the same time. And then once
until
it's
some
like
shit happens.
Some shit happens, and you feel like you're just like, damn, fuck.
You're kind of like, okay, like let me rethink shit. Like, I thought this was gonna be my life, like the timeline that I had set out for myself. But then you know what? This kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah, dude. Like,
and I mean, that's what life is. I mean, it's kind of.
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. So yesterday, right? I ran into someone that obviously meant a lot to me, right? She's 3, by the way. So, she meant a lot to me. And you tell yourself this, like, day in and day out, you're just like, you move on. Like, you just move on, right? But you don't realize how much someone's impacted your life until you realize
how much
they've impacted your life. You know?
I feel exactly. I know exactly what you mean, because I mean, I have kids. My son, he's like a little less than 3 months old, and you're just like, I've known this dude for less than 3 months old. How the fuck could he have this, like, you know?
Yeah, you know,
this much on you? It's like.
Yeah.
So same question goes to you. Who's had the biggest impact on your life?
Biggest impact in my life? There's been a couple people. The biggest person probably, I think, honestly, might sound fucking cliche, might sound stupid, but it's probably the person that I fucking, for me, the person that I've seen myself at 5 years old. Because now I look at my daughter, like, you're at 5 years old, like, dude, you feel like you can do everything. You have all these dreams and aspirations. You get older, that shit goes away. Because it's not fucking cool, like, no more, you know. You can't say you're gonna fucking go be Superman and shit no more. So I think it's like that fucking person, like myself, looking at myself in the mirror when I was fucking 5 years old.
Yeah.
Because that person's so fragile. They don't know nothing about life. But you barely know how to talk.
They don't know all the bad shit in the world.
You're just speaking your dreams because that's all you fucking know. And it's like I feel like I owe it all to that person.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
What about you, Erick? We got to get the question around the table. Come back to you.
Well, kind of like how you were saying, like it changes as you like go through shit. You get older and shit, you know.
Well, it's like for me, it's like the refocus, like, right. So, like I said, my hustle was there 6 years ago, right? And then you just get into this storybook that we're talking about, like what does society say you're supposed to be doing at my age, right? And boom, dude, in a relationship, growing a family, have a house, have the cars, have a good job, you know, this and that, and you're doing all this stuff. And I wouldn't say I don't want to say my life was like I was trying to model it off of what the perfect life would be, because I don't think it was that whatsoever. But there was definitely times where I'm like, oh, I need to be at this point. I need to be at this point because society says I need to be at this point, right? And then, you know, if it finally hits you, you know, and for me, it was a couple of weeks ago when it hit me. Right, you have something that made us, or someone that made a certain impact. That was as big of an impact, almost as big as an impact 6 years ago. And then you refocus. You're like, okay, so what is this all about? You know, like, was I doing it for me, or was I doing it for everyone else? Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. If it makes sense, I don't know if it makes sense.
No, I mean it makes sense.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
that I'm just like, now you're talking about, now I'm fucking analyzing my shit. I'm just like,
it's true.
damn, now you got me thinking like it's.
And it's dumb, right? So like, and it's, I mean, obviously I'm beating around the bush, right? Right? For me, it was this little girl that I helped raise, right? Like, bro, I've never cried so hard. Like, I haven't cried the way I cried yesterday and fucking since my mom died.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough, right? But it took a lot for me to realize, yo, like, gotta get back on the shit that you were doing. There's a reason why where I'm at now. Right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to like come off cocky or like big headed, but I'd say I'm pretty successful. I say I've done a lot in my life, you know, made positive impacts and done what society says. You know, I bought a freaking house at 22. You know, what if you look at what society
shit,
says?
yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
like I've done what society says I should have done.
But now,
But
now,
have
I
I?
have, now I have a question. You've done what society says you've done, but have you done what you think you've done? What you've wanted to accomplish?
Well, so
that's the biggest question. Because
Yeah.
like I understand, like yeah, it's like that fine line. Like you're like, yeah, I'm successful, but then you know.
Well, that's
but
good.
if you consider yourself successful, that's fucking what matters. Like,
Well, the answer is yes and no, right? So it goes back to when I was 21, 22, moving out here. My goal was establish my career, you know, get my foot in the door, and you know, really start to grow. That was just, and it didn't matter how I grew, just grow, right? Boom. So bam, that happens, right? I'm advancing in my career. I'm getting a house. I'm having a successful relationship, right? All these things are happening to me. Yeah, I'm succeeding, right? At the time, I'm succeeding, right? And then your world goes crashing down, and then you step back and realize like, no, yeah, I'm proud of what I've done, like for sure, 100%.
that I feel like that's what kind of matters. That you feel proud of yourself.
Yes, but so then my thing is, now was I doing it for the right reasons? Like, I'm proud of everything I've done, and I don't mean my reasons were negative.
What were your motives, pretty
Yeah,
much?
what were my motives?
Okay.
Right? Was my motive was my motive when I bought my house? Was my motive for me to have a shelter, or was my motive to say I fucking did this before all my friends?
Exactly. Yeah.
I could tell you which motive it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all know which motive it was.
Right? Still a huge accomplishment. I won't take that away from myself.
Yeah.
But my motive, the motive I had, I could have just went and got an apartment down in Denver.
You still got shelter.
Yeah, I still got shelter.
So in society's eyes, you were fucking killing it, but like you with yourself, you're like, am I really? Is this really what I want? I'm doing it for the right reasons?
I feel like it's kind of like hunger.
yeah,
And it
so
comes and goes. Like you get
100%. Like
you
so,
eat,
like,
but then later you're gonna get hungry again. So you like
and I
you have
don't
to keep feeding the beast.
Well,
like,
I don't think it like I don't mean it in a bad way, right? So like, go like boom. Let's get you do what you got to do to buy this, right? Do what you got to do to buy this. Put in that work. You did it. You succeeded, right? Give yourself a pat on the back. That's hard work, right? Like when you built your shed, right? Hard work, you know. Props to you, right? Now, what's your motive behind it, right? So, and like I said, I mean, maybe that's a bad analogy, but what's your motive behind everything? It doesn't necessarily mean it's like negative, because I don't think me wanting to buy certain things or be a certain point in my life as negative or negative motives sure isn't like, I wouldn't say, I mean, I don't really know how to put it, but like that those are good drives. Like those are
No, I know what you feel. It's hard. Those are the things that are like hard to explain, like itself in words.
Those are good drives, right? But then now I'm like, what for?
Yeah.
What for? What did I do it all for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know, what did I do it all for?
Yeah.
What, I mean, I'm moving.
And then you think about, and then the other question, what's next?
Yeah. So I'm moving. I'm selling my house. Right? I'm selling my house. I'm moving. So what was that all for?
Exactly. It's all materialistic things that.
Yeah.
Just the motive behind it, though.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm trying to progress and go farther.
Better yourself.
But,
yeah. Hey, Eric, going back to it, we ain't letting you off the hook. You never said what was your biggest person that impacted you.
Oh,
I haven't fucking forgot. Don't think you're getting off the fucking hook. I even wrote it down. I was like, this motherfucker ain't getting it down.
Just threw it to you.
He's just like, here we go. Take it away.
No, it's tough, you know, because we've talked about little impacts, how much a little impact can be a big impact, and how big impacts, you know, can actually impact your life. And I feel like every person, you know, impacts your life one way or another, good or bad. It's hard, the biggest impact. I kind of view it as like the domino effect. Who was like that main person who kind of like made all this shit go down, or made all these like events like come after it. And probably have to say our older brother, Diego, because he was doing this business, right? This you know, travel, get paid and stuff, and it's kind of where his he started to have kind of like this personal development track. Like he was doing it on his own, and then he kind of slowly started telling us about it. And then at first I didn't pay attention. I was like, personal, fuck this shit, it's for weirdos. And then, you know, like the more time goes on, the more you realize it, the more you get into it. And I feel like that's changed my life like a lot. Like because I also did, you know, like the business he was doing, and I feel like if I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't be the person who I am today. Because it was also, we were traveling to like quite a bit of places, like every 3 months or some shit, doing these new experiences. And I feel like that opened my eyes to like what else is out there. And I feel like, especially like as soon as graduating high school, like I experienced like 2-3 years of this shit. Probably 2 years, one to 2 years of going out and experiencing these new places, these new people. And it kind of opened my eyes to see like what else is out there in the world. Because like we're from a small town, like a lot of people don't even fucking move out of their hometown. And I feel like one of the things people need to do at least once in their life is like get away from their hometown and see what else is out there. And we kind of did that, but like on a bigger scale. And that opened my eyes to see what else is out there and all that. And then, you know, along with the personal development stuff, like I want to have my business now, like our business now with the video production stuff. And I want to be, you know, have the same mindset that I have now.
Yeah.
With a lot of that, it's like we kind of go back to what I told you guys earlier. We own moments and experiences throughout our lifetime, and you said most of that stuff was because experience. You said the word experience like 4 times.
That was a big part, especially moving to college, starting a new chapter in my life. It's all about experiences. Like I was fucking broke as fuck, doing whatever I could to get by, but then I was just trying to get the most experience I could out of shit. Because I feel like one of the most important things in life is to have experiences.
How was it going from a small town to where you're at now?
It was crazy, because like small town, everybody knows each other. Everybody's pretty cool. Like, especially here, like it's pretty much like half white people, half Mexican. So and then, you know, so you kind of like with your raza, you know. But then you go over there. Like I went to Colorado Springs, and that's like mainly like white population, and it's a lot bigger than the little small town Fort Morgan. So like just being around so many different people that you don't know, it's just fucking scary. Especially like the first year I was living in the dorms and stuff. You gotta like over here, like I've never been around so many people my age, and then you go to college and you just have thousands of people that are around your age, and you're just like, what the fuck, like. What do you do for fun and shit? And just like all those new experiences.
Ride cows.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like the new experiences you get of being around everybody is it's different. It was a trip for sure. Like on the outside it might have been like, oh, he's fine going to college and shit, but on the inside you're kind of fucking, how I was saying earlier, you're kind of drowning because you're on your own and you kind of like
100%.
Don't know what to do.
And I don't think that ever goes away. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't think that ever goes away.
Yeah. No, the experiences, no one ever can take that no matter what happens.
Yeah.
It's the stuff you experience throughout your lifetime.
Yeah.
But then as you grow as a person, you learn from experiences, you get new experiences, you learn from those, and then that's how you grow as a person. So I feel like if you just stay in your hometown, you might get some new experiences, but you don't get like those big new experiences, then it's hard to grow as a person because you don't see like a different lifestyle, you know?
Yeah, just have the ability to be open to new things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, with all that said, I mean, dude, man, fucking thanks for coming coming by, stepping across the street, coming through, being by.
And I didn't have to walk far, thankfully.
Yeah. I'll just leave you guys with the quote, you know, an act of rebellion is the question.
Peace out, guys. Thanks for being on.
Underrated,
See ya.
we the
Appreciate it.
underdogs, underestimated.
Sure.
Underrated,